Kenny, you're only half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
Welcome to Book It a Wrestling Podcast for the fans, by the fans, where we book, rebook, and revisit your favorite wrestling storylines. I'm Commissioner Lil X Fudge, and today we are here with your GMs, Damone, D Money.
R.I.P. the Sid Vicious. Fuck Travis. I feel like fuck Kenny too, because I'm pretty sure you both fought me when I said Sid Vicious was a Hall of Famer. So fuck both of you.
The bad guy, Kenny.
He is not a Hall of Famer, but R.I.P. though.
He should
And
be.
the 16th return of Hi-Fi Mike.
I think his best gimmick was Sid Justice.
Well, I'm going to be real
He
with
was a
y'all.
good guy.
Rest in peace, Sid Vicious. I didn't know shit about him. I don't watch
Sid.
that era very much, but I do. Now that Damone referenced that promo, I want to go back and watch it because I think that shit is lit,
It's
even if
awful.
it's like an accident.
It was-
Everything he's
it was
in is
bad.
bad.
It was bad.
He
He
was not
couldn't
good.
promo for shit.
He stabbed. He stabbed fucking Arn Anderson.
We memed Scott Steiner math into being a good promo. We could do it with this.
Yes, we can.
That's
think
what
it
we
was with
owe
a
him upon his
screwdriver,
deathbed.
And
But
he was like
anyway.
he's like an 8-time world champion. I don't get how that's not Hall of Fame.
I mean, he broke his ankle. That he's got that infamous video where he.
well, yeah, that's Eric Bischoff's fault. Another example of Eric Bischoff being a trash booker.
He didn't. He wasn't a trainer. What are you talking? He didn't tell him to jump off.
Yes, he
the
did.
fucking-
He's the one who told Sid to jump off the top rope.
And his leg turned into.
Whose fault? It's a trainer's fault. That's not fucking Bischoff's fault. Sid should have learned to do the job instead of playing softball.
What do you mean?
He should have learned to do his job and
He
land.
did. He
a-
did
a
try to do
move.
his job. and
Clearly not.
broke
He
his
couldn't do his
leg.
job well. He broke his ankle. But it's all right. You know what? He's dead now, so he wins.
My
I guess.
lord.
He was
My
all
lord.
Bischoff's fault.
Hey,
He
maybe
won
we,
by
maybe we
dying?
shouldn't pay tribute
No,
to
like,
the dead on
like
here. We're bad at this shit.
Yeah, start this whole thing over again.
All right, start over. Start over.
My lord. Keep going. Keep going.
No, start over. Now you
Should we
got
play
me.
it or
Now,
no?
now I want to start
No,
over.
no, just keep going.
Clip. So here at Book It, we're going straight to goddamn hell. But we must continue on with the Wrestling Olympics. The real Olympics have come to a close, but the Wrestling Olympics still press on. And last week, we have come up with our top 8 groups. And unfortunately, the group stage could not play out over the podcast as we respect your time and want to give you only the best matchups. So we did the group stage in private before the show, and we are going to go to the medal stage. D Money is going to explain this all a lot better than me because the Olympics feels like a bunch of gibberish to me because it's not pro wrestling. I love wrestling so much that I hate real sports.
TNA.
You're a
TNA.
Lakers
That
fan.
is such a weird flex.
It's a bit, bruv. I'll cook your ass in basketball.
Probably.
You can't make a shot while riding a skateboard, bitch.
I can't lose to Joe 19-1.
It wasn't 19-1, and I just beat Joe 2-0. And then we played horse.
We're gonna have to get Joe on to verify, but he's playing World of
He'll
Warcraft.
tell you I won 2-0. And then
I'll
we
ask
decided to stop because we were both gassed, and then he won at horse.
Imagine being gassed after 2 points. It's crazy work.
It was pretty crazy because, that's what happens at 35 and no cardio.
I ran
He
7
said y'all
miles.
guys had 2 points.
Anywho,
How long did it take y'all to score 2 points?
It was pretty
Yeah.
quick. I got 2 points pretty quick. And then after that, it was,
that is crazy work.
you just want to win so bad. And when you got nobody to pass it to,
That's hilarious.
and we just
Anywho.
ate, we just had dinner. So it was all bad all around.
Yeah, so we've learned
That's
that
the
you're
real
both
Olympics.
idiots.
Fuck these guys.
But anyway,
Who can
So
make
the
it
wrestling
without having a heart
Olympics.
attack?
The Wrestling Olympics.
So- we've, like John said, we cut out the group stage, or not the, the group stage.
Yeah, you said
So
it right.
the teams on the men's side that survived are the U.S., Japan,
Racist.
Canada, and the UK. On the women's side, Japan, the
Racist.
US, Oceanic, and Mexico made it to the finals.
Samoa wasn't getting past me.
Maybe that the Mexican group didn't make it in the men's stage, but they came up against some tough competition. So now we're on the medal stage. So each team will present for the first round. So at this point it's just a tournament style, pretty much. So the U.S. is going against Japan, Canada is going against the UK. Each group or team is going to present 2 matches, which we're going to judge what those matches would look. We're going to give you what the matches are, and then also judge individually how many like points we think that match would be worth.
And that will be on the Book It Verse scale, correct?
Yeah, so on the Bookiverse scale, 0 to 5.
And we get $10 and then it's 50 cents to $5.
Yeah, sure. Realistically, you would just do 0 to 5 just because the book. To be fair, the Bookiverse judging is kind of convoluted the way we have that set up, but whatever. So 0 to 5.
I doubt there's going to be any zeros in this.
Right. So theoretically, 0 to 5. 5 obviously being the best.
I don't know.
0
Ray Gun
being
might make an appearance.
being a trash match. So
we need a scandal for this. We need a scandal for this.
So the first round is, like I said, U.S. versus Japan. They're going to present their best 2 matches for this round, using the talent they've drafted or who qualified, and then whichever team has the most points, they move on to the gold medal. Same thing, Canada versus UK. They'll present their best 2 matches, most points between the teams or the countries. They move on to the finals, and then in the gold medal matchup, it's 1 match, best match between the 2 wins the gold medal. Second place, whoever loses that matchup gets the silver, and then in the bronze, similar thing. The losers of the first round go into the bronze game, and they have 1 match. Whichever one has the better match gets the bronze. Whoever finishes in 4th place goes home with nothing. Just a bunch of injuries, probably. And then same concept with the women.
All right. Well, we're in the men's group A. So we've got 2 matches for U.S. men, and we've got 4 wrestlers on the team. So we basically got to mix and match what we want. I think that
you also got to be careful because you don't want to do the same match. You also want to, like, if you do make it to the finals, you want to have your best match in the finals, but you also got to make it there.
Yeah. I think we should start with an MJF Chad Gable match. That's a matchup that will be fresh. I feel like those are our most versatile talents. And though it would repeat Ricochet Braun Breaker in the other match, I feel like the MJF Gable match will up America's score the most. And I think they'd run that as their flagship.
I'm not mad at that.
That's my reasoning behind it.
Are y'all good with that?
It's fine with me.
Because our talent pool is MJF, Chad Gable, Ricochet, Braun Breaker. So
MJF
for the first round,
Chad Gable.
I'm proposing MJF versus Gable and Ricochet versus Braun Breaker, which
Okay.
I hate having to repeat a match the Fed did so many times, but the MJF versus Chad Gable is going to buff the scores up so much that I don't think it'll matter.
I forgot that they ran that match a lot.
That's how Ricochet got written off of the Fed. Braun Breaker killed him.
Yeah, you're right. True. So do you guys want to judge the matches now, or do you want to go back and we'll judge the matches after we build all of them, or fill in the round?
Let's fill in the matches, then judge them, and then we'll add any flavor text we desire.
Okay, so Japan. So the options are Okada, Shibata, Takahashi, and Shingo.
I propose an Okada Takahashi matchup. I feel like Takahashi's speed will kind of make up for Okada's slowness. And with Okada's kind of comedy turn in AEW, their gimmicks will really bounce off each other really well. So if they even wanted to do like a comedy style match, they could do that.
You won't get us in trouble for saying that Okada's slow.
He works slow in the ring. Let's be real with ourselves. Like, I like Okada mostly for his character work, which is crazy to say, but in AEW, his character is carrying. Like, he's had some good matches, but he works slow. He is the Roman Reigns of New Japan. He probably monologuing, but we just can't fucking hear him.
I don't think he was monologuing. We knew Japan.
Bro got to be doing something between his moves because this takes too damn long. Bro's buffering in the middle of his match. Like,
okay, so you want to do Okada versus Takahashi? Kenny, Mike, any opposition?
That's fine.
Did you want to add any?
I low key. I'm not gonna lie to you.
anything?
I'm looking at the USA matches. I kind of want to change
Yeah.
it. I'm not like I'm looking at it. I low key want to go MJF versus Braun. I don't MJF versus Ricochet. Chad Gable versus Braun Breaker.
the AEW WWE splits.
I feel like that'll be fire.
I do imagine like the MJF first promo on Ricochet trying to bury him because of that one Twitter post where it's like, listen up, Ricochet. Like, and it's like a whole MJF promo written out for him. So that
He said he was going to bookmark it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at either one. Like, so you want to do MJF versus Ricochet?
MJF versus
Ricochet and Braun versus Gable.
Yeah.
I
feel like with MJF because MJF could because you got the high flying from Ricochet, but you also had MJF. He's kind of not slowing the match down, but he's able to keep up still. But like now he's not going to be.
But he's also like trying to.
He's gonna get irritated.
Trying to cut off Ricochet's like high flying and stuff.
Yeah. And
yeah.
on the other side, you got Chad Gable, who is very technical, but he's also a little more high flying. And then you got Braun Breaker, who is a powerhouse, who's very quick. And I feel like those two in the ring will be crazy.
And I feel like this, I like Kenny's point because it might also match up due to the companies that they are working for. Just because like there is like stylistic differences. Like Chad Gable is fast for a WWE match, but he actually genuinely might slow down an MJF match. And that's going to be something I'd be watching for as a judge.
So we're doing
Ricochet
versus Braun Breaker.
Oh, I messed that up. So Chad Gable versus Braun Breaker and MJF versus Ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know how MJF is. He's going to pull out some crazy athletic high flying shot out of nowhere. Like he's going to get kicked.
He's going to hit like a shooting star press just to be a
dick.
Just so that he can do it too.
Yeah, just with ease. Like, yeah.
Just to show he can do it. He's gonna like hit a 450, like just because.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Japan, so Okada versus Takahashi and Shibata versus Shingo.
Yeah, Shibata Shingo safe. And then, like I said, Okada Takahashi, with Okada kind of being more character centric now, I think they can do a lot of funny shit in the middle of their match and kind of pop the crowd in a different way.
Okay. So for the men's, the options are Kenny Omega, Kevin Owens, Speedball, and Josh Alexander.
I'm going Kevin Owens. Ooh, he got a couple. I got a couple matches in my head.
I know.
Remember, if they make it to the finals, there's only one match in the final. So,
okay,
I know my two if y'all want them, but I'm kind of proposing matches for every.
Speedball versus Kenny Omega is what I'm thinking.
That was what I was thinking too.
Okay, I'm not mad at it. So
With
Speedball versus Kenny Omega.
That would kind of like resemble like a New Japan kind of stiff kind of match too. And then you also got like the high flying from both of them too. So that'll be a good match.
Kevin So Kevin Owens versus
And
Josh
Kevin Owens going to
Alexander.
show the hell out against Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander's going to do his thing too. We'll say he's going to do his thing too. So it's going to be fire.
Like he works with anybody. Like his chemistry, just his ability to adapt to another wrestler is crazy. I have not seen Josh Alexander have a bad match with anyone.
True.
And I feel like they've tried to put him in some situations where he works. They've tried to get a bad match out of him and it don't work. Like
I have a feeling he's gonna be. I feel like he's gonna cost Joe Hendry the title.
oh yeah. Well, he's feuding with Nemeth right now. They're about to have an hour-long Iron Man match, which is going to be
That's
some
gonna fuck.
research material for me. No Diddy.
Masturbating to a wrestling match is crazy.
1 hour of Nick Nemeth versus Josh Alexander got me acting up.
You gonna last an hour is crazy.
That's a goon sesh.
Yuck.
You finish after each fall. You gotta finish.
God, the Iron Goon match.
I hate this. Let's go to the UK matches.
There's gonna be like 10 falls in there, just dying.
This is gross.
UK. Where are they? Oh, the Brits. So Will Ospreay, Drew McIntyre, Zack Sabre Jr., and Pete Dunne.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Pete Dunne against Zack Sabre Jr. Very, very technical. And then they're both trying to kill each other. Like Zack Sabre's doing these crazy submission moves. Pete Dunne is working on every finger and toe he has. It's gonna be crazy.
That's trying to break bones.
But my only opposition to that is Drew McIntyre the match that gets the most out of Will Ospreay?
Will Ospreay's gonna be able to work with anybody. And then Drew McIntyre, let's say Will Ospreay's the face on here. Drew McIntyre as a heel is gonna go crazy. He's gonna be talking the shit to the crowd and everything. And then if you flip it, Will Ospreay's gonna be talking shit to the crowd and everything. So it's good either way you do it.
Drew's the monster in this, in their group. He's the giant. And so
Drew,
he can throw Will around.
And Drew is really good in ring, especially because I hate that main event kind of style. And even though he kind of has that, he's very athletic. Like he can do.
I kind of wish he would stop doing the fake strong style stuff though.
I like when
he tries to do the strong
in
style,
fucking NXT,
kinda, but it's like
he was like
saying
flipping over the top rope.
I'm not mad at it.
I think
that's the matchup.
So we're doing Ospreay versus
McIntyre, then Sabre Jr. against Pete Dunne. Okay. Sabre Jr. versus Pete Dunne will go crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fucking fingy twister for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Ew.
Fingy twisty.
I'm gonna be watching it twisting my own fingers like
Are we coming back to do the match types? Or
we can add match types if you want.
Because I feel like some of these need match types.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Sabre Jr. versus Pete Dunne should be a submission match.
I was gonna say ultimate submission match. Like kind of like the how they had the Iron Man match where you just gotta keep getting submission finishes. Yeah, submission for that one. And I think Kevin Owens versus Josh Alexander should be like I want to say a street fight, but I don't know how.
Like Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
So Kevin Owens versus Josh Alexander, Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I feel like for this first round, everybody gets one. Everybody gets one. Like
I'm not mad at that. Each country gets one step.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that. So then we got to give Japan one.
Wait, for Canada, what if we did Speedball versus Kenny in a ladder match?
I wanted to wait for that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted to wait.
And then I'd say
because I wanted to have the medal up there for the ladder.
Shibata versus Shingo.
Or Okada versus Takahashi as in a.
I feel like Okada versus Takahashi is going to be the least serious match on this card. So I feel like Shibata Shingo could be like a fucking street fight.
That's fine with
me. Okay,
I'm cool with that.
Because that's going to be like the most like strong style type. Because I feel like I said, with Okada's current character and Takahashi being so goofy, that's gonna be very comedy until it's not.
Sean, we're not that deep into it.
We skipped the group stage, and we have got like our first men's groups for like our matches, but we're currently finishing up match construction for the men's side. So
I'm strongly thinking either a TLC match for the MJF versus Ricochet, like that one without when you don't climb it, just have all the stuff out there.
Where you pretty much it's like where you have to go for pinfall or submission.
Yeah, either that or a strap match between Chad and Braun Breaker.
What if it was a steel cage match between MJF and Ricochet?
The only thing I worry about is you kind of restrict what Ricochet can do.
Exactly. That's what I didn't want to do that to him. Yeah.
Because obviously there's limited room in like he can't do all the yes, you do something from the top of the cage, but what about an Ultimate X?
Hey, yeah, Ultimate X between MJF versus Ricochet would go crazy.
Yeah,
that would go crazy.
I support that movement. Speedball punch in air, but I'm the one that actually fucking works for TNA.
It'll be all right.
It'll be all right. Okay, so each company gets a stipulation too. So we're gonna move on to the women's, and we'll go back and do the like points and everything, or what we would rank them in a moment. So for the women, so Japan, their first two matches. So the Japanese options are Io, Mina, Kairi Sane, and Asuka.
I feel like I want to do Mina and Kairi for like because they're like more character oriented, and then Asuka and Io is.
I feel like they've run that, and it's gotten that match has kind of gotten run into the ground.
The Asuka
Io. I kind of would rather, I'd rather kind of like do.
I was thinking Io and Kairi Sane,
and then Mina versus Asuka.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give it give different matchups, because like I said, I feel like Io and Asuka, that feud got done a lot. Not even a lot, but like we've seen that match plenty of times. So
yeah,
we're going with.
I'm okay with that matchup combination.
So Io versus Mina, right?
Yeah.
No, it's Io versus Kairi. Kairi Sane.
Oh, you're right. And then it's
Asuka
Mina versus
Asuka.
Okay. So then for the women's US team, we have Bianca, Britt Baker, Tiffany Stratton, and Jordynne Grace.
I would do Bianca versus Jordynne Grace, and then I would do Britt Baker versus Tiffany Stratton.
See, I'd rather do Jordan and Stratton, and then Bianca Britt.
Because I was gonna say, because like if you do Bianca and Jordan, you got the powerhouse in there. They both can do all kind of crazy flips if they wanted to.
My only thing is, can Britt and Tiffany hold up their end of the bargain?
Yeah, they need to make a carry, because Jordan and Tiffany also tells a good story. They're both freak athletes. One's a super heel, and one's like a well respected babyface. And then with Bianca can kind of do the heavy lifting because Britt's the weakest ring worker of the four, and make it a better match. Plus, you kind of get like the aura of those two of like being big stars. So you kind of get like the moment for the Fed fans.
But I think with Bianca, like I said, Bianca Jordan, you still get the powerhouse, you still get the flips, but like I said, you get that like the same feeling you got when you get Bianca and Jade staring each other down. You get that with them, and then with Britt and Tiffany, those are both character workers. So I think
that's going to be the match you'd have to put a step on.
Which one? The Britt and Tiffany?
Britt and Tiffany.
Yes, I feel like the way you're setting it up makes one of the matches inevitably weaker. while like I was trying to like balance it out.
I think they're all good in ring. I think Britt, like you said, Britt is the weakest one out of all of them. But I think with Britt, she's so like she can like you can do a hardcore match between those two.
True. But the question is, remember, there's another round. Do you want to?
Tiffany ain't gonna bleed.
Tiffany's going to destroy her body. You remember the stuff she was doing in NXT?
I've never seen. I haven't seen much of her NXT work.
NXT, she was going crazy.
She was doing crazy shit.
Because I know Britt will do like some like 2000s blood.
Yeah, but I feel like the only thing. Do you want to save Bianca Jordan for the finals, or do you want to burn it now?
I would do it now, but
okay,
I don't know.
Just kind of lock yourself in, get to the finals, and medal.
Yeah,
no
try to get
what.
to the finals first. We trying to get there.
So we'll do Brett versus Tiffany.
Yeah, like that's definitely a hardcore match.
And then Jordan.
Not just the hardcore. That's a death match. Like she's pulling out the glove with the
yeah. I just don't think Tiffany's willing to bleed, which understandably so. If I looked like that, I wouldn't bleed.
No, she definitely
you gotta remember bleed. This is around the time when they weren't bleeding anyways. Nobody was bleeding, so she was doing that. So we don't know for sure. But Tiffany put her body on the line. She was kind of like how Io was.
Yeah, she was doing crazy shit. I think she would bleed, and if she needed to, she'll bleed for the U.S. These colors don't run, but they do bleed. So we're doing a death match.
A death match. That's definitely a death match, and that shit would go crazy.
And then Jordan versus Bianca. Okay, for the women, the Oceanic. So the options are Rhea, Toni Storm, Steph DeLander, and Dakota Kai.
I think even though we've seen Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm, they were feuding a couple times, I feel like we need to run it back with these current gimmicks.
Here's where I disagree.
That shit would be fire. That should be fire. Yeah, mommy
because of Timeless. Because of Timeless, I feel like you got to run it with Steph DeLander because they're the strongest character workers. And then Rhea Ripley, Dakota Kai is still going to be good. But like Steph DeLander thrives like being an asshole and like working the crowd. And I feel like her and Toni would do that really well. Like their characters would just have great chemistry.
I don't know, man. You got Toni and Rhea Ripley in their current gimmicks. It's gonna be fire. That's like damn near one of the best matchups in this whole thing.
But I almost want to say that almost it's like if you're on the team, like you're the team coach, do we do this match now and burn it, or do we save it?
I did that when we saved because Toni Storm, Steph DeLander is still gonna be very entertaining. While I don't think Steph DeLander would be as entertaining with any of the other people.
So Storm versus DeLander.
That's my opinion.
I think because with me, Dakota Kai is the best, in my opinion, the best in-ring worker out of any female. That's just me. I think in ring she is cold. Like her moveset is cold. Well, I ain't gonna say best in-ring worker. Let me take that back. No,
her moveset.
I'm saying, yeah, moveset wise. I still think it's Charlotte Flair, but
I don't think it's Charlotte anymore. I'm gonna be honest. At one point, I would have. You asked me, I would have said Charlotte was the GOAT. She's dropped to like
before Bianca popped off. Like we were all like, "Yeah, Charlotte's the like best women's wrestler," and it's not close.
It just stopped.
Yeah, Rhea is popping off.
Well, but this always happens though. This always happens though. Charlotte's gone for a minute, and we're like, "Oh, I don't know." And then Charlotte comes back, gives us a 5-star match, and we're like, "Yeah." She did that with Rhea.
I think Mother Time has caught up with her.
We haven't seen her.
Did you say Mother Time?
God's a woman.
Well, yeah, but time isn't God. What are you talking about?
I must say we literally had not seen her. But last time we
saw her,
she was a 5-star match.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we know John loves women's wrestling.
Yeah,
John loves Asuka.
What 2 days John loves? Women's wrestling and Samoans wrestling.
Oh, he got to see what's their names? It's got to be what's the Nia Jax against Tamina Snuka. That's the one right there. That match right there.
That is awful.
That match right there.
You know,
so bad.
And that's
John's
why
gonna
the
be like,
origins of my like Samoan allegations, just because I think the Anawais are an overrated family, it comes from shit like that. Because there are
that match
motherfuckers
right
You're
out
there.
picking
there.
the worst. You're
No,
going to the
Hear me
bottom of
the
the
fuck out.
family tree.
Motherfuckers.
I was trying to pick the worst. I was trying to pick the match.
I know
knew
you were,
hate.
but I'm
I
saying
knew you hate.
unironically on this godforsaken internet, people will fantasy book shit like that just because they're related and have Dwayne's fucking DNA. People will fantasy book the most diabolical shit because
None of them have
that
Dwayne
family.
DNA
And
except for
John,
Ava.
and not only is this match gonna happen, it's gonna be an Ultimate X match. They're both gonna be climbing.
I'm gonna hang myself from the Ultimate X then.
It's gonna be an
Anywho,
Ultimate X match. And those two, 5
And now that I
stars.
said that, that's how I want to die.
is an
And then just to
ultimate
make
X.
it better,
I've
Brock
gotta hang
Lesnar is
from
the
the
special
Ultimate
guest
X.
referee. Brock Lesnar, special guest referee.
Anywho, Mexico, Thunder Rosa, Stephanie Valkyrie, Bailey, and Leon.
Okay, here's my thought process. I think Bailey and Yulissa Leon, because they're both in the Fed system, Yulissa's going to be the weak link, and Bailey's going to probably be the best mentor, while Thunder Rosa and Stephanie Valkyrie have mostly existed outside of that, and will also be able to connect on that front.
I'm not mad at it. Bailey's gonna have to carry Leon.
Yulissa's going to be the weak link no matter who she's with. I think
Right.
Bailey's the safest person to put her with, and then you just get the best match possible out of Thunder Rosa and Stephanie Valkyrie.
I'm not mad at it. So Bailey.
And then in the finals, you can match Bailey up with one of those two and still have a good matchup if they were to make it.
I'm not gonna lie. All those matchups are nasty. I'm trying to make something out of that. I'm like, I
Thunder
don't
Rosa's
like
not bad in ring whenever she's like not on some bullshit, and her and Stephanie Valkyrie would do pretty well.
I know. I remember when John hated her.
He really
I still don't like Thunder Rosa much. I still
No,
don't.
you
like,
hated her.
You
Like
did.
you
she
was just going
killing that
tangent to
division.
be
She was
like,
holding that belt injured off TV for 6 months. Had Tony Storm as a fucking interim champion for what? Like,
Well,
and then she
to be
came
fair,
back and cut the worst promo of AEW history. AEW history.
yeah,
They're
that
like-
promo was pretty bad.
Crazy work. No,
so
she
we
did
got
irreparable damage to that division. It took years to recover.
thanks to Timeless Tony.
On God.
Yeah.
So now we gotta decide what matches have stipulation and what stipulation. So Io versus Kyrie and Mina versus Asuka. I think you do Io versus Kyrie in like a ladder match.
Or
I'm
hear
not
me
mad.
out. Do that one with the cage match so that Io can fucking dive again.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. In a cage match.
In a cage.
And I do
So-
agree with Kenny about saving ladder matches for the medal rounds so that they could reach for medals. Like,
Don't say that must be fire.
Oh,
I'm
apparently
100% with
Leon is
Kenny
no
just for that
longer in
image.
WWE. She's gone. She gone.
So in the comments, we're being asked to refresh how it works. Essentially, the countries are competing to put on the best matches against one another amongst the talent that we drafted last episode. So we are matching up the talent to create the best matchups, at least for the early rounds, to see if they can compete against one another. And then we're going to rate each potential match on the Book It Verse scale.
Can you put
So we're actually going to
cage,
start rating now.
can you put cage match in parentheses, please?
Yes.
It was just everything was uniform in parentheses, and that one wasn't. It made me mad. I didn't like that.
No, you're good. I get it. Now I gotta take. I also gotta take the hyphen away.
Yeah, it was just throwing me off. I said, "Why is that happening?"
So for the
Racist.
Oceanic, Storm versus Delander or Dakota versus Rhea. Which one and what step?
I'd say Storm versus Delander in a tables match.
Yeah, that could be fun. Because I feel like
Yeah,
Tony
I'm
would just
with it.
try to do like the fucking hip attack through tables over and over again. Like, keep getting fucking splinters in her ass.
Kenny volunteers to pluck him out with his teeth.
That's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
Seek God.
Notice
that's
he
from me
didn't
saying
deny
I'm
it.
rooting to a Nick Nemeth match for an hour.
It's crazy.
He never denied it.
You make
He
it
just
sound like
said
I
that's
want to
crazy.
do that.
You never said no. You
No, I
just
don't
said
want to do
that's
that.
crazy.
I don't want to do that.
So next one, Bailey versus Leon, or Rosa versus Stephanie, and what?
I think you dump everything into Rosa versus Stephanie, and I
Yeah.
think for that one you do a last woman standing.
I'm not mad at that
I'm
at
not
all.
mad at it.
Because I was about to say empty arena
No,
match.
no,
I
no,
could go crazy
parentheses,
at the end.
motherfucker. Parentheses.
You're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
I almost said empty arena match, but last woman standing is perfect.
All right,
For
so
the
we've got our
grip match,
matches.
I almost said
wrapped.
lights out, but
What's a lights out match?
it's an empty arena.
Unsanctioned
Okay.
match, essentially.
That's what
I was about to say
they
the lights are out. You just hear just I will be mad. I was going to say fuck
No, it's pretty much just
No,
like
it's
an
an
empty
unsanctioned match. It
arena.
doesn't, in AEW, when they're doing the records real heavy, it doesn't count against your record. So, like,
okay.
Adam Cole versus Orange Cassidy was an example. It was their way of being able to make Adam Cole lose without taking an actual loss.
Right, and like they lower the lights as if it's not sanctioned and you're not allowed to be there, and the arena's empty. Or I don't actually. I think they've done ones where the arena wasn't empty, but like
It's
the
not.
lights
They
are
don't actually
dim.
empty it. It's just lights out. Like they
Yeah,
basically
like the
turn off
lights
like
are
all like,
dimmed and
stage backdrop and shit and make it look unofficial.
right, like you don't get pyro or nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
They play your theme music on a boombox.
Ew. Adrenaline in my soul.
What's up?
It's all quiet.
Cody's just posing like pew 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 pew.
Crazy thing is, the fans would probably do it for you.
Wow. Him. Wow.
Remember when like Sammy Guevara was singing the lyrics wrong to Judas during the pandemic? That's what motherfuckers be doing to Cody. Like,
something, Cody Rhodes. Okay, so men's matchup. So we got to rate these matches. So MJF versus Ricochet in an Ultimate X match. So what do you think this match gets, Kenny?
I give it a 4.25.
I'm gonna say it's a 4.75.
oh,
John,
this is $5 for me. I know MJF's gonna say some hilarious shit leading up to it, and I know that this match is gonna be fucking gas.
Mike.
Show me $5.
So Chad Gable versus Braun Breaker.
This is a
Straight
solid 4. Solid 4.
I'm gonna agree. I think it's a solid 4 match.
I'm gonna be the hater on this one. I think this one's gonna be like, it's gonna be good for a Fed match, but it's gonna be so Fed pilled. And I know I sound very anti WWE. Spoiler, I am.
We're taking away all.
Yeah, there's no
You
restrictions.
wish.
There's no
You
restrictions.
wish.
I know, but like, Braun Breaker's only been one place. Chad
Yeah,
Gable
but
spent most of his career there, and I think just it's going to be a WWE 5, which for me
He's been
means
a
it's going to be
Steiner most of his
everywhere
life.
else
It doesn't matter.
3.5. So 3.5 is what I'm going with.
He's
And Mike.
Braun Breaker has been a Steiner longer than he's been in WWE. You got to give him that much.
He didn't
credit.
wrestle anywhere as a Steiner,
It does. He was a Steiner.
And-
He wrestled for life.
and not every Steiner is good. Rick is fucking garbage.
You're fucking Well, he's a garbage human, but
Well, he's a garbage human, but
he's a
in
garbage
ring he
human.
was.
But in ring, he was
good.
fantastic.
Scott was the better one way back
Well,
when.
yeah.
Well,
You
yeah,
always know
Scott.
Scott's better.
Well, nobody's
might be the
arguing. No
most
one's saying Scott's not the better
That
one.
might be the
but
most
Rick's
athletic
not
wrestler
that-
ever.
Rick's
Who?
not bad.
Scott.
Rick was not him. Rick was not it.
Rick, for a while, Rick was.
Rick was cool. Rick was cool.
yeah,
he
I
wasn't
mean,
Scott, but he was cool.
Right. But not very.
He
There's
was
not
over. They
very
were
many
both
humans
over.
on Earth who've ever been as good as Scott in ring.
I'm going for.
Like Scott would prime Scott rivals Perk Angle.
Pre-Roy Scott.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that, and that's some of my goat too. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, he's doing fucking 450s halfway across the ring. So Okada versus Takahashi. Kenny?
I'm going 3.5.
I'm gonna go a solid 3.
See, I see the comedy
thinking
potential
that
with this because of Takahashi's like doll gimmick is fucking goofy. Plus, like Okada and his like EVP bag, probably like calling him a bitch and like fucking flipping him off. Just being a fucking like making some funny face. I just think this match is hilarious. Like I'm giving this a 5. I with current Okada, I would love this match. Not like back in the day Okada, like current AEW Okada. I would love this.
Okay, Mike.
I'm going 4 1/4.
4 1/4.
Okay, so Shibata versus Shingo in a street fight. Kenny.
I'm going 4.
I'm gonna give it a 4.25. I think it's above, like, not perfect, but I think it's really good and brutal.
I'm going 3 on this just because it's not my thing. I just it's the New Japan that I wasn't into.
Okay, Mike.
3.75.
And the winner of the Group A is gonna be the US.
USA.
USA.
I am a real
No,
American.
get out of here.
And Japan.
Why
Fight
does Kenny's
for the
voice like
rights
go up
of
like
my
30 decibels for that shit?
You shot at my president, brother. That's the
Fucking-
best promo he ever did. You shot at
Fucking-
my president, brother.
Fucking bad guy Vans down there.
I know some people who are a fan of the promo he did on that videotape.
John, you gotta admit, it's the best promo we ever heard from Hulk Hogan.
The fucking Trump promo.
Yes.
No, I like his
Oh.
Hogan Knows Best material better, actually.
You know it's crazy that they tried to make Hogan Knows Best was like supposed to show you how to be a good parent. And then
She's trash.
he was awful.
Trash.
They ended up like his son pretty much killed his best friend. His daughter was just being a thought. His wife divorced him. And he married someone else who looks like his daughter.
You know, we really haven't heard much from Brooke Hogan throughout this whole thing.
She
Because
was
he dropped
the
the greatest
song
heart and
ever
soul
to
of
do it.
TNA.
She's like laying pretty low.
I'm actually worried about her. Like,
Yo, homeboy.
Yeah, they tried to give her a singing career. It's like, nah.
They did, and it was fire.
She had
Greatest
a
song
singing
ever.
career. She technically had a singing career.
I kind of
Greatest
want
song
to check
ever.
out that Brooke Hogan single now.
Yuck.
It's bad. It's bad.
Speedball versus
I'm sorry.
Speedball versus Kenny Omega.
Jeez, this match is fire. 4.5. I'm good at 4.5.
I'm gonna give it a 4.75. I think this match is really good.
That was gonna be fire.
I'm going
Yeah.
475 as well.
Mike.
So, Speedball killed John Belushi, and I'm very upset that I did not draft Speedball for Book It vs. 5 because I have John Belushi, and that would have been a fire match.
Uh,
5.
Okay.
Damn it.
that's the most random logic I've
I
I
ever
thought you
heard.
looked like
I can't.
he killed John Belushi, whatever. Fuck him, like $1.
I can't. We can't have nothing on this show.
Kevin Owens versus Josh Alexander in an Extreme Rules match.
I'm going 3.75.
Ooh, we ran it kind
That's
of
a
low.
good match, but I'm going to go with 3.75.
I think they kill each other. I'm giving it a 5.
I'm gonna give this a clean 4. I think it's gonna be a little like less fast paced than I'd want, but I think I'm gonna like it.
Kevin Owens killed John Belushi. No,
Who even is
5.
that?
You don't know who John Belushi is? Get out of here.
From
Go.
Blues Brothers, which you probably don't know what that is.
SNL,
either.
Blues Brothers.
We got to remember.
Animal
John's a-
House.
Animal House.
He was one of the
If
best
it happened before
comic,
2012,
like-
How
John
much
doesn't
for the
know
Telegram?
about it.
He was
I
one of
must
the
be the
best
gentleman.
comics in the 70s, and unfortunately
what
died
the
from
Sigma?
speedballs.
Skibbity boop up toilet. Yeah. John loves that. He popped for it.
Who's the Rizzler?
That's his kind of comedy.
You need to go watch original SNL the first 5 years. Best SNL there is.
You gotta give us a
Oh
rating.
yeah,
Yeah.
5. I said 5. I said
Bro,
5 a
Rich
while
fucking
ago.
I didn't hear
You did not say 5 at
I
any
did.
point.
I said my joke, and then I said 5, and
I didn't
then
hear you say it.
Yeah. Osprey versus McIntyre.
All right, hear me out. I'm going 5.
I'm gonna go with a 4.
I actually don't love their chemistry together. I questioned it in the matchmaking stage. I'm going 3.5.
Mike.
this is probably the worst match so far
Oh,
for
wow.
me. Honestly, I'm going 2.
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
Ooh. I
I
don't know
you
if I
forgot
was
Will
ever at a
Ospreay's
match
still in
that
it.
way.
I find
Will Ospreay by
McIntyre.
himself is automatically $3. Like
I find McIntyre one of the most boring people I've ever seen in ring.
Oh wow.
You know what's crazy? That means that even if we all give them 5 for this next match, they can't move on.
That's crazy because I was definitely going 4.75 for this one. Not straight
So-
up 5, but
Sabre versus Pete Dunne. I was gonna give it a 5.
I was gonna give this a 4.5.
And Mike.
This would have been a 5.
So
Ooh, that's a heartbreaker.
Canada
And they
makes
both
it
beat
to the
Japan
finals.
fast.
So U.S. versus Canada.
Shawn Michaels.
Canada.
Who is your daddy?
USA.
So we'll do the gold medal stage after we finish the women's. So Io versus Kyrie in a cage match.
I'm going 3.75.
Okay.
I feel like we're gonna pop for the jump off the cage, but the rest of it's gonna be kind of eh.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the highlight. I do think Kyrie does probably does her flying elbow off the cage too.
And she missed.
Yeah,
but
probably,
it's
and
gonna
that's
be a
what
highlight
allows
reel kind of
Kyrie
match.
to win.
I'm going 4.
I'm also at a 4.
Okay. So Mina versus Asuka.
2.
Yeah, I think this is the worst match we booked. Like Mina's good, Asuka's not great. You just put the auto 2
fuck
in.
you.
Like,
Asuka
No.
is good, you piece of shit.
Asuka yeah.
If Asuka wasn't good, she wouldn't have
Her
had the run
being
she
okay
had. Get out of
is
here.
a sign
What
of her
are you
improvement.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought John. I thought you said it was 2. You were
I
agreeing
didn't,
that.
but
it's
I was
2.
gonna say 2, so you read my
Okay.
fucking mind.
I'm gonna give
Definitely
it a
said
3.
I'm
Asuka
going with a
became
4
mid,
1/4.
and that was improvement.
I don't think she was ever that bad.
She
but
was definitely better than mid, John.
she held the.
You're-
I will say she held the title too long.
She
and held
worked
it
her
too
way
I
long.
up.
absolutely
She was
agree.
mid.
She held the
She
title for
wasn't
too
mid.
long.
She was bad. She worked her way up
She
to mid.
wasn't bad. She worked her way up with talent.
Anyway,
You
Britt
just-
Baker versus Tiffany
worked her way
Stratton in
up.
a death match.
I'm going 4.25.
I'm gonna go with 4.5. I do think Tiffany. I think Tiffany gushes blood.
I don't know what their
Great.
chemistry would be like. I'm going 375. I struggle to see the spots.
I'm going 4.75. Britt
Let's
Baker is right now for me the best women's wrestler. So
That is a crazy take.
go.
This is a
Fine.
wild take.
I
She's
don't care.
low key stunk up the
Mike
place.
doesn't watch women's wrestling. He's just saying.
I don't
shit.
watch
Asuka's
wrestling.
Good and
Yeah, I was gonna say 'cause you didn't see that match
I
last
don't
night.
watch
That's just kind of
Yeah, that match was bad.
No, because I
I
can't
wouldn't say it was
watch.
bad,
I
it
can't
was
watch
mid.
it because it's
Aggressively
really hard
mid.
to watch
It was
AEW
boring.
because they don't have a fucking.
it
streaming
was boring.
service.
It was aggressively mid.
Yeah, that match was super boring. Also, Roxanne Perez exists, so there's no way Britt Baker could be
I still
number
like
one.
Britt Baker more.
I do not like Roxanne Perez. I don't like her.
That's
As a heel,
terrible
as a
take.
heel, as a heel, as a heel, I think she's terrible. As a face, she's cool.
But I mean, like, okay, I can, like, I get
He's an
that
awful
He's better
sentiment,
as
heel.
a face,
but
I wouldn't
but
say
in
terrible.
ring, but what do you think? But in ring, I think no matter what, she's fiery both ways.
I
As
think
the
she's.
heel and as a baby
I
face.
think she's good, not great.
I disagree.
That's just me.
I think she's top 3 in the world.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. I think she's top 3 women in the world.
Oh,
I could be talked into one.
Oh no.
I'm a huge Roxanne Perez fan.
We should vote.
Jordan versus Bianca.
I'm going 5.
Yeah, they go
5.
crazy. It's a 5.
I'm going 4.5. I'm tired of Jordan Hogan right now.
I'm also at 5.
5.
Okay, so U.S. makes it to the finals.
Is that the highest rated one we've had all night?
American.
Is that the highest rated match? No, they're tied.
Oh, okay.
It's tied with
Speedball.
Canada, actually. So for the women's Oceanic, Storm versus Delander in a ladder or in a tables match.
4.75.
So I'm not a huge ladder match fan, or not tables match fan.
Luckily,
So I'm going to give.
match.
I do think they have a good match, but I'm going to give it a 4.
I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going 4.5.
I'm at 4.75.
Okay, and then Dakota versus Rhea.
I'm at a 4.5. That match will be fire.
I'm gonna give this a 4.5. I agree. I think it's a really good match.
I'm at a 4.25.
Mike.
I'm at a 4.75.
Mike trying to beat the allegations.
What? I don't have no idea what you're talking about right now.
That your allegations that you hate women's wrestling. Bailey versus
like wrestling
Leon.
all equal, so you can eat a dick.
Bailey versus Leon.
I'm going 2.5. I don't believe in this match. I don't. I'm sorry.
He said, "I don't believe in this." That's
I don't
crazy.
we
He said,
didn't
"Fuck
book
this
this.
witchcraft."
I'm gonna
I
give this
believe
a
in it.
3.
I told you I didn't think the Mexican.
That's it for them.
Yeah, I didn't think Mexico was going to
I'm
do
giving
it.
this a 2. I don't
They
think this is going to
lost.
be very good.
Hey, look,
The entire country of Mexico just lost.
bro, I'm not crazy.
I'm going
We just didn't
with
have a fourth
I'm
person.
going with a
We weren't very knowledgeable.
3.5. I like Bailey.
I like
Yeah, I
Bailey,
think
but I
Bailey-
don't
I
believe
think
in
Bailey
this
can
run
carry her.
that she was on was duty.
I think
And
Bailey
Bailey-
can carry her to a good match.
And Bailey now works very slow. Very slow.
Yeah.
Like
I am
Gigi
not
Dolan
entertained
slow.
by Bailey in the
Hey,
ring.
we know Gigi
Well, she's no
Dolan's
Brazilian.
like
Gigi
that.
Dolan works so slow, bro. Her
As
matches
long
are in
as that
slow
thing
motion,
is slow
bro.
motion.
Her matches are in slow.
She got that good fed training.
She
Rosa
said,
versus
1,
Stephanie.
2. I'm going 3.5.
I do love a good last woman standing, so I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'm gonna go 4.5. I think this would be really good.
Should have called it a last person standing.
Last human standing.
There you go. Let's
Last
go
whatever
with,
pronoun
let's
you
go
want
with the
standing.
4.25.
So Oceanic makes it to the finals.
It got washed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
think
got
just like
destroyed.
none of us
He got-
knowing shit about Yulisa Leon and not having a better option hurts really bad.
So Mexico and who was else? It was
Japan.
Canada, right? Or Japan? Japan, right? Okay, so for the gold medal round, the U.S. versus Canada. So each country gets one match.
So I would imagine we put the winners into this match, right?
Not necessarily. You can do whatever match you want.
Well, I'm trying to find a reason.
So
I'm
I
saying-
would do for the US, I'd run MJF Gable for that.
I was thinking the same thing. I was
Yeah,
thinking the same thing.
And the storytelling on that's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
And then for Canada,
Owens
what do we
and
want to
Omega.
do?
I think Owens Omega as well.
Owens Omega. Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
It makes.
I was going to say
that's-
Alexander Omega.
That one's already happened and it was pretty good. Well, very good actually. But Owens Omega, I feel like that it also has some story to tell with all like the fucking indie guy history there as well.
I feel like that would just be. I just think that'd be fire.
That's your ladder match right there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That's your ladder match right there. Owens
Okay,
versus Omega.
so we're going to say they're doing the ladder match.
They're doing ladder. They got it.
And then
I think
what
every
are...
match should get a
Hell in it,
stipulation for this round.
Yeah, every match in the finals gets a stipulation. So MJF versus Gable, where are they doing? I think
going
dog
Iron Man.
collar.
Bull. I was gonna say like a.
I was thinking Iron Man.
Yeah, I said Iron Man too.
No,
Yeah, I
I
was
think
thinking Iron Man.
MJF's
not
been in
mad at
2-hour-long matches. Chad Gable needs that.
That would go crazy.
I'm not mad at Iron Man. I was
That's
either, yeah, like I said, I was
like
thinking dog collar.
Like,
honestly.
MJF literally just wrestles for an hour just to flex.
That is true. He do be having long ass matches. And they all fire
Lions Den
too.
match.
You.
Actually, that would be kind of fire.
Gable's just not very much on the hardcore side, so I couldn't see the dog
True.
collar being very good, and I think it limits them. I think the
True.
Iron Man lets them show off for a fucking hour and gives them the best possibility at a great match.
I'm not mad at it.
We're
Yeah,
doing
I
Olympics,
switched to
so
Iron
we
Man.
gotta like truncate it to like a half hour, but same thing.
I'd watch it for an hour.
Yeah. But
Okay, so then for the bronze for Japan, where do you think they're putting up?
I just had a racist ass moment, but I just thought of it. I'll tell you after the show. All right, Japan. Let's do.
Remember, it
October.
doesn't have to be a singles match. They can do triple
Oh, we
threat.
can
They
use
can
all
do
four of them?
tag.
Okay.
You can do all four if you wanted to.
Okada,
Really,
Takahashi, Shibata, in a triple threat.
I'm not mad at that.
so Okada, Takahashi, and Shibata.
I'm not mad at
Yeah.
that at all.
And it would just be. I think it would just be a regular triple threat. Because there's no DQ.
That's enough.
so-
Yeah, that's
Right.
enough. Right there.
And then for the UK,
We gotta go Osprey and
Yeah, don't put McIntyre if you want any points for UK.
I'd go Osprey
is it
and Saber Jr. I know that the match has probably already happened multiple times, but
yeah, I'm not mad at that. Osprey versus Saber Jr.
Wait.
What kind of match?
Oh, right. That's bronze. Okay. Duh.
Osprey versus Saber Jr. I'm thinking
maybe an I Quit match?
I'm not mad at it, and I quit.
I'm not mad at it either.
I don't care.
Because they both enjoy just beating the fuck out of somebody. So
And I could see Osprey hitting the hidden blade like over and over
hey, bruv, I quit.
until Saber
Or,
quit.
Cheerio, I quit. Like,
That felt racist.
genres
I
of
know
movies.
that was low key.
Fuck
Fuck
those
the Brits.
limeys.
Did you call them limeys?
Yes.
I think he said Whitey's. Y'all both talking at the same time, so like he said Whitey's on my end. I said that's crazy.
I call them
No, he
limeys.
said limeys. So for the gold medal for the U.S. for the women's, what are we thinking?
I'm thinking
I'm thinking Tiffany versus Jordan versus Bianca. Sorry,
there's no
Brett.
Britt Baker, so I don't know about that.
She's the worst one in
She
that group.
He really is.
She is a dentist.
honestly,
Yeah.
they could just run the 4-way in that one.
You could. You absolutely could.
I'm not mad at it. Britt's eating the pin, but
Britt's getting the pin.
eating the pin.
She's pinning Jordan.
She's
Grace
getting
'cause
pinned.
she's better
Yeah.
than her.
Actually,
So-
I'm pretty annoyed with Jordan Grace right now. I'd have her eat the pin because she needs to fucking lose. I'm tired of
saying Britt
her fucking title reign.
pin Jordan.
No,
Jordan
I'm not.
Hogan
Jordan's
needs to stop.
of the four. Jordan's.
We could make it a.
You could make an
Jordan
argument.
Grace
Jordan's
has
number
Asuka
one.
You could do
TNA.
because it's a 4-way. We could make it elimination.
Ooh, I'm not
I like
mad
that.
at elimination.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
In fact,
That's good.
I'd go as far as to say is Jordan Grace's run right now is just Asuka with talent.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not bad though. that's
Asuka
that's
has
not an
talent.
insult.
Yeah,
Why?
no, it's
Why?
still a bad reign that's bad for the company in the long term. It's just with a
They'll be
better
all
wrestler.
right. TNA always figures out how to make the knockouts work.
By loaning
Except for
him
right
to
now,
NXT.
because it's the only bad thing in TNA. It's rough.
It's not even bad. She's having good matches, and also I think she's gonna
Yeah, but
drop
there's no
anyway.
future.
Nah, it's you got Ash by arrogance or Ash by McClurg or
Listen,
whatever.
I
the
like
hell
this
her name
gimmick.
is.
That ain't gonna carry a division, bro. Like,
Ash by Winford Louder.
That perfume ass
You already,
name,
you already know what to put in here. We already putting it in there.
Oceanic. So
It's Tony versus Rhea. That's the only logical answer.
yeah, it's Tony versus Rhea. What kind of
in a
match?
black
though?
and white lights out match.
A weaponized cage match.
Why did you put Tony like a fucking
Oh.
Tony Soprano?
It's Tony.
It's a Tony.
Tony.
Tony
Italy
versus
did make
Rhea.
the cut.
Yeah,
And what kind of
weaponized
match?
cage That's what I'm going for. Weaponized cage match. How these two kill each other in that cage.
You do
I
Hell
was
in a
thinking
Cell, then.
unsanctioned.
Mm,
Hit a bitch with a
Or
kendo
they
stick.
could do the dog collar.
Feel like we're running out of
Ooh.
stipulations. Yeah, that could be. I was thinking doing
yeah,
that earlier. with the
I'm not
dog
mad
collar.
at that
would
for
make
the
sense.
dog collar. I do. I realize I do love a good dog collar match.
CM Punk MJF really awoke us all to that match type being good. Like,
Well, then also the
JBL and
Briscoes
Ed-
versus
JBL and Eddie?
FTR had a fire one too. JBL and L. Well, that was Texas.
JBL and Eddie was like 15
That's
years
all
ago.
the same thing. It's all the same thing. I don't care.
No, dog collar is around their neck. Texas
That's
bull
all
rope
the
is around the
same
wrist.
thing.
It's
That's
a
all
very
Okay.
big distinction. It's important. We have to follow the rules,
the
Kenny.
same thing.
For Mexico, I'm thinking Bailey versus Stephanie Vaquier.
Oof, I forgot they were there.
I think Thunder Rosa is the best out of all four of them.
I'll go ahead and book that.
I don't know about that. I'm going with I think Bailey's the best out of all of them, but
I think Stephanie Vaquier is the best out of all of them by a lot.
I haven't seen enough of Stephanie to say that.
I
So
like how you wrote down Bailey. Nobody else voted for
someone else said
I did.
Bailey.
I did.
before.
I said Bailey versus
Did
Stephanie
you?
Vaquier. I did.
He just assumed, like, yep, we go put her in.
I think that's the best matchup.
That's fine. That's fine. That's funny.
Stipulation that could actually be pretty decent.
He said, nah, she going in there.
What kind of match?
A mask versus hair mask.
I mean, I was gonna vote for Bailey too, but it's the fact that
You don't have the decision being made for you, though, right?
Right.
What
That's how I
about
felt too. I said, wait a minute.
what about Falls Count Anywhere?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not mad at
I'll be
it.
completely honest with you. I don't have high hopes for it.
I don't.
That's just Mike being racist.
No, it has nothing to do. I just think Japan's gonna have a better match. This looks like the weakest to me so far.
Yeah, Mexico. Should have
Okay,
put Puerto Rico
so-
in there, like I said.
So
Mexico.
Then we'd have Rebby Hardy in matches.
that is true. We would have Ruby Hardy. In
That's
matches.
just one. These are all big.
Yeah, but that would have tanked the score. Like,
They would have made it to the.
which
Well,
granted,
they would've made it
Mexico's
to the
score kind of
bronze,
tanked
but-
with Leon versus Bailey, so it kind of may not have. Would have.
I was about to say, I was like, it'll take.
You should have just done the Samoans.
Yeah, and
Jap-
had fucking Nia Jax and Tamina.
Jack,
That would have gotten a
carry it.
0 from me.
Tamina's not in it.
Oh, Nia Jax versus whoever the fuck. I was,
Nia
Nia Jax versus Tamina.
Oh yeah, she is in there. I forgot.
yeah,
Nia
that's a
Jax versus
0.
Ava Rain is nasty.
Yeah, that's
Another-
another 0. Anything that's not the Naomi
Anybody
match
versus
is
Ava
a
Rain is
0,
trash.
and the Naomi match is getting a 1. Like,
So
Uh,
I mean, you got to do. Io, Asuka,
No,
and
no, no, no.
Kairi Sane.
I think it is Kairi Mina we do here. Or we could do a tag match. We can do the
Man, you run that
Kabuki
mess back.
Of
Warriors
course,
versus.
you don't want to
Yeah.
put Asuka in, but
Actually,
you're
I
wrong.
think you do the tag match. I think you do the Kabuki
Yes,
Warriors
that's what exactly
versus
you do.
Mina and
Makes sense.
Io.
Io.
Tornado tag.
That's crazy. They're gonna do a whole false count anywhere match. They still gonna lose. Tag match.
What kind of match though?
I like Mike's
Just a
idea of tornado tag.
Tornado. Just a tornado tag. People everywhere.
Okay. I do love a good tornado tag.
Yeah,
So-
wrestling games made us think that tornado tags would be way more common than they are.
They really
Yeah.
They're actually super fucking rare.
Yeah. Well,
Looking
AEW
for his
pretends
highlight
like every
reel.
match is a tornado tag, even though it's
There's
not.
yeah, nobody
but-
knows.
No, it's
who's
just a
doing
broken
what.
down match. Damn it.
It'll be like 2 minutes of tagging, and then like the rest of the match, nobody tags anybody.
Do bronze. Do
Okay, we'll start with the
first.
bronze. So for the men, or we'll start with the women. We'll start with the women this round. So Bailey versus Stephanie. Falls count anywhere. Kenny.
I'm giving this a 2.75.
Yeah, this is
Racist.
how I felt like it was gonna go.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
I'm gonna give this like a 4. I think this is gonna be pretty good.
I'm at 2.25.
Racist.
It has nothing to do with race. Shut the fuck up.
Mina and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors in a tornado tag.
I'm going 3.25.
I'm gonna go with 3.5.
You get 35 cents.
I'm going with a 3. I think this is the weakest match type.
You're 4.25.
Okay, so your gold medal winner is by only 2 points.
Bronze.
Well,
Or
you're
bronze, sorry.
bronze.
By only 2 points is Japan. Japan takes home bronze. So Mexico leaves the Olympics empty-handed.
No, go over.
Like
to-
other
Oh, you're
bronze.
right. Yep. Sorry. So other bronze, Japan versus the UK. So Okada versus Takahashi versus Shibata, and just a triple threat.
I'm going 3.5.
I'm gonna give this a 3.6.
0.6.
I'm gonna go with a clean 4.25.
4.75.
Okay, so Will Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr. in an I Quit match.
4.75.
I'm giving this a 5. I think that match is fire.
I'm giving that a 5 too.
4.
So for the men's side, the bronze winner is the UK. So Japan wins bronze for the women, and they lose in the bronze match to the UK on the men's side. So in the gold medal match for the men, MJF versus Chad Gable in an Iron Man match. Length of match to be determined.
This is gonna be so. This is definitely the hardest one that we're gonna have.
I'm
Kenny?
going 5. I'm going 5.
Yeah, it's a 5.
Okay, it depends on the length of match for me because if it's an hour, it's a 5. If it's 30 minutes, then
Just
it's
do an hour.
like
It's
4.
I think it's an
5.
hour.
It's
Then I'm going 5.
fine. It's a 5.
Okay.
Christ.
Owens versus Omega.
I'm going.
Sean, a medal is the gold medal is dangling above the
And then not going to win it. I'm going 4.7.
They fight for that silver medal.
a medal case. We'll just say a medal, like the case that the medals come in is up there.
Man. This
And when
feels
they-
like when Ludacris made that song #1 spot and never got the #1 spot with that song.
What spot did he get up to with that song? That song's fire though.
I think I like 15 or something like
I
that.
still
never got
listen
that
to
one.
it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I agree. 4.75.
Plot. I'm coming for that #1 spot.
John,
Rapper
I'm giving
on
this a
top.
5 too.
That's
Mike?
a 5 for me.
Well, by 0.5,
I'm not mad at that.
the USA wins. USA. USA. USA.
USA.
MJF
rigged.
carrying America to a gold medal.
Hey,
Yeah, he can earn that American championship back. Like,
if they had tied, we should have had it to go against each other if they had tied.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the women's side, we have a fatal 4-way match for the US. So we have Britt Baker versus Tiffany Stratton versus Jordan Grace versus Bianca Belair.
4.25.
I'm gonna give it a 5. I think all the women in the match are capable. Like Britt's the worst of the three, but she's not
Britt's
bad.
the
She's
best.
above average. And I think with it being, it's a fatal 4-way, so they can use weapons. So she could use like the glove again, and I think the other three are just so good in ring. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5.
I'm gonna go with a 4.5.
That's a 5 for me. Britt Baker's gonna win.
She's
Britt
eating.
Baker's getting eliminated first.
She is eliminating everybody.
And then Jordan Grace is getting pinned, and then we're gonna let the Fed pill motherfuckers fight it out.
Pretty much.
John is on record saying the Feds should be in the final 2. By the way,
that is true.
Britt Baker's not as good, and I'm tired of Jordan Grace winning.
It's crazy.
Highly disagree.
See what they do.
So Tony versus Rhea in a dog collar.
5.
Yeah, that's a 5.
That's a 5.
I ain't even got to finish it. 5.
Yeah, that's a 5.
They beat the shit out of each other.
They're gonna go crazy.
That's a perfect score. So winning the gold medal is Oceania.
How can they call you mommy when you are suckling on my teat? Them promos gonna go crazy.
That is a Tony Store promo for real.
It's gonna go crazy.
Bar for bar too. But yeah, so yeah, that's a perfect match. They win the gold medal, and the U.S. finishes with a silver. So to wrap it up for the men, the gold medal goes to the U.S., the silver goes to Canada, and the U.K. wins bronze. And for the women, the U.S. Oceania wins gold medal. The U.S. wins silver, and Japan wins bronze.
Sean Paul said that was too explicit what I said, but that's what she would say. That's something she would say.
Yeah,
that's not, Jesus, all the time.
AEW is not PG. We say the explicit things in AEW.
I was gonna say she says tit all the time. Like almost every episode, she says tit.
Yeah, and the Fed ain't gonna be PG for long. When they go to Netflix, they gonna have Dom Mysterio getting fucking ball gagged on TV.
Yeah, we just go and see what's her name? Liv's head bobbing up and down one episode.
That'll be it. I'll turn that shit off. I'm like, y'all are going too far. Y'all are going too far.
That's when your mom walks in the room.
Yeah, they gonna go too far. I'm like, listen. Because I do watch my mom too. I'm like, this is gonna be insane. I'm like, dog.
Yeah, you gotta look away. You can't look at your
I'm dirty, dog. I'm dirty, dad.
When Seth fucking Rollins comes out, it's gonna feed families.
He's gonna come out in see-through. The see-through outfit.
His dick gonna be out. Like, no.
It's out on the internet if you're into that. If you want that, it's there.
He'll come out wrestling assless chaps. His ass gonna be
the first signing they're gonna make for Netflix Raw is fucking Orlando Jordan.
He gonna hit the curb stomping heels. I'm like, no.
Hey, curb stomping heels is kind of crazy. That dude's kind of crazy.
Man. That's gonna
hey,
go right
Prince versus Seth Rollins coming to a book versus near you.
Game blouse.
Stop giving him ideas. You already got Abe Lincoln. You already got Abe Lincoln. Stop giving him ideas. Prince versus Seth Rollins.
Prince versus
One
Seth
more
Rollins.
time, we gotta do Velveteen Dream and Book It verse for game blouses. Him and Rollins.
All right, let's close out this episode.
So, Hi-Fi Mike, can they find you yet?
No, you can't find me anywhere.
He's like, where's Waldo?
He's wanted
Well,
by
that's
the
good for them.
FBI. Don't ask questions.
You're just not like I don't share my social media with people. This is the most you get from me. And once I quit this, no one's ever hearing from me again.
That's not. He's not lying.
He's the Avatar. Like, it's crazy.
You gonna go back 50 years later? Like, where y'all at?
I've got all these episodes I did on my own. It's just me
When
doing
the
Book It
world
First
needed
by
to be
myself.
better. Michael
He's
actually
like-
finally watched wrestling when he disappears.
He said
No.
doing Book It Verse by himself. He said, "Oh,
Yeah,
that
I'll
was
just
good."
do it.
5.
I do it in different
Perfect.
voices.
He
He
said,
comes back. He comes back with an anthology with the greatest book of verse ever written. It's like,
All
this is
him.
perfect.
Right.
He's leading the points, assists, rebound.
D Money, where can they find you?
All the shit you can find me at DumbMoneyT13. I just tweeted at Paul London that Rey Mysterio or Juventud is better than Rey Mysterio.
Random. All right, bad
Did he
guy. Where are your
respond?
30 shows at?
No.
He's like, I tweeted at him. All right.
Well, someone told me it reached for the ropes to say that to Paul London, so I did.
So
I'm
you can catch
petty.
me, you can catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken. Catch the Bad Guy Spoken podcast on YouTube's, and you can also catch Unbiased, the football podcast. CTK the little
So
you.
that wasn't what I was expecting. I was
What
ready
you
to
need to
sing.
do is see if Paul London does cameos and make him say it.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
not spending money on
Not-
that.
now we sing, and then you can catch the Hood movie review,
review.
where we review all your favorite and not so favorite hood movies. And you can also catch Geek in the motherfucking sheets. We talk about all things anime, Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. Fuck you, Joe. And then last but not least, you can also catch, I was about to say Book It. Not a Real Court. I'm so used to saying Book It next. Not a Real Court, where we argue about everything. Y'all know what we argue about.
Do y'all argue about vegetables yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. We're gonna get there.
They're
I
still
got-
I
on
I
gotta
gotta-
fruit.
try some first.
I'm gonna ask them, say, hey, we need to argue best vegetable.
They're still on fruit.
Is
They've been on fruit
tomato-
for
you
20
got-
years.
Is
tomato
corn
fruit or
officially not a vegetable?
Corn
Corn's a
is
vegetable.
fruit.
I've been
right?
hearing it's not a vegetable now.
It is a vegetable.
Isn't this just a starchy vegetable?
It's a
Like a
vegetable.
potato,
like
technically?
you just can't like digest the outside.
Okay. If it's still considered a vegetable, guess what I'm voting for? Good old
You're voting corn over potato?
Dude, Ohio corn is the best fucking corn I've ever had.
corn.
Corn
is
from
fire.
Ohio?
Ohio
Like,
I love
sweet
potatoes.
corn is the
Ohio
best
is
corn I've
known for
ever
their
had.
corn.
Like,
Ohio is
like
known for corn.
in September, October, when this shit starts going on sale in their local grocery stores because we have an abundance of corn, I am here for it.
I hate how hard we're fighting for corn.
You can eat it without like I don't have to put butter on it. I don't
You know,
gotta
my
put salt
favorite-
on it.
I don't
You
need
literally
top.
you just
My-
cook it.
My
You
favorite
just-
corn
you
is
boil
with
it,
the K in
You
front.
grill it and it's sweet as fuck. It's so good.
Anyways, if you'd
I
like to
hated
find
that.
me,
I hated
I don't know
that.
what to say.
These are my favorite corns with a K in front. I hated that.
Corn's a good band.
I hated that.
Aboom da 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 ya.
if you'd like to find me anywhere, join the Reach of the Ropes Wrestling Facebook group. We talk wrestling. We have dumb threads at the one that led Damone to Paul London. We talk our shit, and that's where the origins of all this began. And I think that they're still doing the 2K Reach for the Ropes universe. If they're not, I'm dumb.
No.
Damone's face
They're
says that
not.
that may not be currently happening, but
They
you'll
haven't
find
It's
some
an
there.
extended hiatus.
It-
And
since
that's where you can talk wrestling
24
with me.
came out. I think once 24 came out.
They said, damn, we got to switch
Stop doing
games. We got to switch. We got to do this every year?
But that's been an episode of Book It. See ya.
Oh,
Bye.
I'm not pressing the button.
Bye.